See what I'm talking about?
Somebody up there with a flashlight. Can you hear?
They went in for an adventure, but what they found was pure nightmare fuel. Tonight, you'll witness 6 terrifying moments that were never meant to be seen. What lurks in the woods might be far darker than you expect. Let's begin. The first video tonight comes from Kenny of All Trades, a YouTube channel based in Minnesota, USA, focused on immersive truck camping adventures and outdoor exploration. The creator documents solo camping trips, cooking over campfires, and navigating remote forests alongside his dog, Toby. The videos blend first-person footage with natural scenery, giving viewers both the tranquility of the outdoors and the subtle suspense of off-grid living. It is September 17, 2024, when Kenny ventured into a secluded forest in Minnesota for a one-night camping trip. With the sun setting and his campsite set up, the quiet woods offered a peaceful escape until the stillness began to play tricks on his mind.
Pepper and some salt. I don't claim to be a chef, and I don't know a whole lot about cooking, but I do know that the soy sauce, it just does something to the cream, makes it taste better. Almost like cuts it down a little bit. I don't know. Soy sauce and cream go really well. Let's find a big old chunk of mushroom. That'll do. A little bit more flour, and that would make an excellent gravy. Time to add in the pork chops. That is going to taste good. About 35 minutes on the fire, it'll be all done. The only thing that's missing is about 5 cloves of garlic, and I left them at the grocery store. It wouldn't be right if I didn't forget something. In the meantime, we can get some dishes washed up. I think we'll get that guy moved out of the way. Get this put on for a couple minutes. Let's take a look. That looks really good. Without a doubt, the gravy with the crusty bread, it's so good. It's like 11 o'clock. Too late to eat, so I think I'm going to save the pork chops for later, but I'll definitely finish off this crusty bread. It is so good. That was a super easy one-pot meal. Pork is so affordable too.
Kenny and Toby arrive at their chosen campsite, which has a fire pit and enough space to settle for the night. Kenny takes a short walk into the surrounding woods to forage for mushrooms to add to their dinner. He sets up the campfire and begins cooking, enjoying the peaceful atmosphere.
It's really loud tonight. I got stuff going on all around me. I'm hearing crashes in the woods over here and crashes over there, and it's probably just something as simple as leaves falling, but in dead silence, everything sounds so much louder. I do got the flashlight out here though, just in case. As I was walking down the steps, my stomach started growling, and it sounded like a person talking for a second. I didn't realize it was my stomach. Oh, it scared the daylights out of me. I'm telling you what, there is just noises all over. Maybe we should go for a little walk. I'm pretty sure this is how most good ideas start, or horror movies. Check out all the acorns. That's gotta be what I hear dropping. I think we'll just go down the road a little ways. I thought I just saw a flash. Man, all kinds of noises. That flash could have been a
Kenny ventures slightly down a forest road with a flashlight. Shadows and faint flashes of light make the night feel eerie. Every rustle of leaves, every distant crack of a branch seems amplified in the silence. Even the ordinary noises of the forest begin to unsettle him, and the isolation magnifies the sense of suspense.
Hear that? I know this is gonna sound crazy, but I'm laying in bed and it sounds like something is being thrown at the camper. It must be acorns dropping. It's like 3 a.m. I gotta go to bed. See what I'm talking about?
Around 3 a.m., Kenny hears what sounds like objects being thrown at the camper. Startled, he checks motion sensors and trail cameras, but nothing unusual is detected. The likely culprit? Falling acorns. Still, the unexpected noises shake him and create a tense moment in the night, making the forest feel far more mysterious and intimidating than it really is. By morning, Kenny realizes there was no actual danger. Despite the uneasy night, the one-night camping trip is a success. He enjoys the simple pleasures of being outdoors, cooking over the fire, spending time with Toby, and embracing the solitude of nature. The experience highlights how the mind can exaggerate ordinary sounds in isolation, turning harmless noises into suspenseful moments. Kenny of all trades leaves the forest refreshed, reminded of the quiet power of the woods and the subtle thrills of solo camping. Some people chase thrills in the wild. Others watch them unfold safely from their screens. Which one are you? The explorer or the observer? The next horrifying video comes from Exploring the Lost, a YouTube channel focused on urban exploration and paranormal investigation. The creators document abandoned buildings, forgotten towns, and haunted sites, often filming at night with ghost hunting equipment to capture strange activity. Their videos mix storytelling about the history of each place with raw, first-person reactions, aiming to uncover what's been left behind, both physically and spiritually. It is October 1st, 2025, at Lake Lanier, Georgia, United States. A body of water built over the flooded town of Oscarville.
White. Kind of right there. It's kind of hard to see, but there's something like right there on the water, and it looks like it's... It's definitely something weird because it's like, it looks like it's, well, it looks like it's, no, it looks like it's pulsating on my phone.
Does it?
Mm-hmm.
See, it's done crossed over there.
The night begins quietly by the lakeshore. The team set up their campsite, cooking food and preparing their paranormal equipment. As they talk about the lake's dark history and the legend of the Lady of the Lake, a strange white mist drifts across the waterline, pulsing faintly before disappearing. The tone shifts quickly from relaxed to unsettled.
Is anybody here? I think we both heard yo or yeah, and then I asked if there was a name, and I could have swore I heard Lanier, like Lanier, like the lake, but we're about to find out. So let's see what the little necro session will give to us. Are you still here with me? Here? Okay, I heard here. Can you tell me what your name is? Dave? Did she say ho?
I don't know what that was.
It sounded like somebody said ho. I wonder, no. I was thinking if I should put my boom mic on it, might pick up the noise from this, but the iPhone microphones are fairly good.
Yeah.
I wasn't even recording. So we just had some weird stuff happen. I heard what sounded like a pff come from behind her. Then it sounded like a tree knock come from like my right hand side. Are you here with us? I heard a little girl say no. Well, that made me like tear up a little bit. That's weird. Can you see us?
Running the necrophonic app, voices break through clearly. The responses are direct. Names, eerie phrases, even what sounds like Lanier. The team glance at one another, shaken by the accuracy, and then hear movement just beyond their tent, in the shadows.
Miss Della, are you here?
She say I am.
I heard I am. That's exactly what I heard. And it sounded like like an older Tommy voice too, like something from the 50s.
Well, I'm gonna go put my headphones on so I don't hear nothing else.
Okay. All right, Miss Della, if you are here, I'm sorry for what happened to you. They say there's folklore saying that you...
Calling out to Miss Della, they receive a chilling response. A woman's voice, faint yet unmistakable, whispers, "I am." The timing is too perfect to ignore, leaving the investigators frozen in disbelief.
So we're walking to the bathroom and the showers at like 1:30 in the morning. After we just heard a massive loud bang towards the showers. I looked over at her and I said, "Yep, we're white. We're crazy. We're going right towards it." Oh well, here we go. If you never see me again, look at the showers at Lake Lanier. Turn that light back on. So this is probably where I die. If you don't hear from me again, it's because I ended up in the shower. Well, something happened in the shower. So, see you in a few. Wasn't bad. You heard that?
Yeah.
So everybody, we just left the showers. Crazy thing, that shower had better water pressure than mine. Also, me and her are hearing a female singing.
Around 1:30 a.m., while heading towards the shower block after a sudden bang, they hear it. A woman softly singing in the darkness. The eerie melody echoes across the campsite, sending shivers down their spines as they retreat back to camp.
I went from okay to if I would have closed my eyes, I would have fell asleep right there for a second. It just came out of nowhere though.
It's still recording.
I know. Who's draining my energy? Did it just say the dog's behind you?
It's something about a dog.
And there is a dog behind us at that tent. I'm hearing more stuff behind us than in front of us. It might be what they are, tricksters. Do you like playing tricks? Yes?
No.
Can you tell me who's behind us? Ray?
Ray?
Yeah.
Back at their tent, one investigator suddenly feels overcome by exhaustion, as if his energy has been drained. He nearly falls asleep sitting upright, describing the sensation as unlike anything he's ever felt before.
Don't.
No, I was expecting somebody to be right there. I heard a footstep.
Stop. What was that?
I don't know. You heard that there? I heard a footstep over here. Like, I really hope you caught that, because I heard a footstep over here. It freaked me out enough that I jumped back.
Well,
I was getting prepared to, like, punch somebody in the face.
Moments later, loud footsteps crunch against the gravel beside the water. Both whip around, lights scanning the bank, but no one is there. The sound is heavy, deliberate, and far too close for comfort. What began as a casual night by the water turned into a chilling investigation. At Lake Lanier, a lake filled with tragedy and submerged history, the spirits of Oscarville seemed far from silent, as if the past is still alive beneath the dark surface. Sorry to interrupt the video, but if you're enjoying it, please consider liking and subscribing to the channel. We're trying to hit 50,000 subscribers by the end of the year, and right now, 80% of viewers aren't subscribed. So if you're one of them, please consider hitting that subscribe button. It really means a lot. Your support helps us continue creating awesome, creepy videos. Now, let's get back to the video. The next chilling video comes from Steve Wallace, a Canadian YouTuber best known for his channel, Camping with Steve. His videos center on stealth camping, budget camping, and outdoor survival in unusual places, from residential woods and industrial edges to roadside clearings. It is December 23rd, 2021, in Canada, and Steve set out to film a festive stealth camp in a patch of forest hidden behind suburban homes. With freezing temperatures and limited cover, he planned to spend the night under camouflage netting. But as darkness fell, an unsuspecting passerby spotted movement.
Okay, so at least I'm not directly on the snow. And that's half the battle. I got a little bit of light from my phone here going so that you can see me. And I'm not too worried about it right now, because when people have their lights full blast in the house and it's dark outside, they can't see much. What I'd really have to worry about is later at night, when they're laying in bed and see some flashlight in the woods behind their house. And that would be a bad thing. So, I've got to get my sleeping bags lofting up, because that is half the battle. If you just pull them out of that bag, you ain't going to be warm. These things need time to rise to the occasion. This one is so thin, it doesn't even have a temperature rating on it. So that's what I'll use inside the other one. It's, yeah, no rating on it. And the other one here, I had good luck with that. This one was the inner liner on the last video. Get a little more light on this one right here. And this one claims to be -7 Celsius or 20 degrees Fahrenheit. So it's in the ballpark of the temperatures I'm expecting for this evening. Obviously, with no shelter, I'm really hoping it doesn't snow tonight. The forecast said it shouldn't, and when have they been wrong, am I right? Just heading out a little further to see how obvious this quote-unquote structure is from a little further away. A little obvious. So, that is...
Steve arrives in the woods behind a residential neighborhood. Carrying winter camouflage, sleeping bags, and a cot, he sets up a concealed camp just off the walking trail. Although a few people pass by, the setup blends into the darkness. Confident in his cover, Steve begins preparing for the night and even considers ordering a Christmas meal delivery.
flashlight. He walked by earlier. He came back with a flashlight. I think he called the cops. Packing up. Blood pumping.
A man who had passed earlier comes back, this time with a flashlight. Within moments, Steve realizes the situation has escalated. The man has called the police. Flashlights cut across the woods, and voices carry through the dark. Steve quickly begins dismantling his setup, the tension rising as the search closes in.
I don't see him, but I'm getting him. Somebody walked down the trail. Somebody was following them another 20 feet back, and they stopped. And then I shut up for a second, and then, 10 minutes later they're back down the trail with flashlights. And this is a residential area. People obviously have a right to be concerned that someone's out in the woods for no reason on a cold night behind their house. And up. Big problem. Thank you. Got the ride coming. Oh man. In the cold. I need the dexterity to untie these knots, so gloves are not an option.
Steve tears down his camp in a rush, pulling down camouflage and stuffing sleeping bags into his pack. In the freezing cold, knots refuse to come undone, and the straps on his backpack snap under pressure. As he struggles to fix them, two people walk down the trail, one shadowing the other, before returning with more lights, clearly looking for him. Finally, headlights appear in the distance. Steve can't tell if it's the police or his ride, but with no time left, he gathers his gear and makes his escape. What began as a festive stealth camp quickly unraveled into a tense retreat. Though Steve Wallace avoided direct confrontation, the close call underscored the risks of stealth camping in populated areas. Even with careful planning and camouflage, one suspicious passerby was enough to bring the night to an abrupt and stressful end. The woods are full of sounds, but it's footsteps that don't belong that truly rattle us. It's not creatures we fear most. It's the sudden, silent presence of another person, just watching. The next shocking video of the night comes from Airborne Pirates, a UK-based YouTube channel run by Matt, centered on wild camping, bushcraft, and outdoor adventures. His videos combine practical tarp setups, campfire cooking, and reflective moments with the eerie unpredictability of Britain's woodlands. Originally known for ocean expeditions and paramotoring, the channel has shifted toward moody, atmospheric solo camps, where silence and shadows carry as much weight as the wilderness itself. It is February 6th, 2022, when Matt ventured deep into a quiet woodland in the United Kingdom for a solo night under a simple tarp. As darkness fell, the stillness of the forest took on a strange, unsettling edge, one that soon revealed itself in unnerving ways.
Fairly caffeinated right now, which means I'm highly probable to start talking shit and rambling on. But I just stood on one of my glow sticks earlier on, and it got me thinking. I was chuckling to myself. There was a time when a few more experienced guys than me talked me into drinking a glow stick. They said your piss would turn fluorescent. Anyway, I did, and it was the most minging thing I think I've ever tasted. It was like putting a 9-volt battery in a blender and drinking it. And 5 grown men standing around me as I went to piss in the dark. Anyway, nothing happened. One of them was mega surprised. It turns out I drank a non-toxic one, and he was like, "Oh mate, you should have drank a toxic one. That would have worked." Now, he's ex-forces, and I believe it's something they might have tried in Afghanistan, or he was taking the piss out of me, I'm not sure. But I was a younger man back then, more gullible. But anyway, don't drink glow sticks. It doesn't work. Oh, top tip, by the way. If you do have a glow stick, I get the Siloom ones from, I don't know, Amazon or any sort of army surplus store. And if you're like me, you like going paddleboarding at sunset or kayaking or mountaineering, whatever, and you find yourself in the shit, if you need to attract attention to yourself in the dark, have it to about 4 foot of paracord and just wave it around your head. You won't believe the light that thing shows off. Don't drink coffee this late or you start talking absolute bollocks. Starting to get dark now. Wind's picking up. I feel quite protected in here, to be honest. I've not heard anything go peep yet. Nothing. All very quiet. There hasn't been a soul through here, but then I don't expect there to be. You guys got any haunted camps or any spooky stories? Put them in the comments. I do like reading them.
As evening deepens, Matt settles into camp. He reflects on being featured as a UK creator on the rise, jokes about drone crashes, and sips more coffee. The forest remains still, though the atmosphere grows heavier as darkness sets in. By now, he's layered up against the cold and arranged his gear under the tarp, but there's no denying the woodland feels different. The silence is pressing in, quiet, almost too quiet, as if the trees themselves are waiting.
Can you hear that? You can pick up, it is dark, but a million crows flying around. That's pretty spooky, isn't it?
Without warning, the night erupts with sound. A massive flock of crows bursts from the canopy, their cries echoing through the darkness. The noise builds to a chaotic frenzy, breaking the silence with an almost supernatural intensity before fading back into stillness.
How spooky is this? Go on then, would you camp out here? Is this spooky enough? Snapped in a storm, I think. Decent drop off down there. Bear that one in mind if I need to take a leak in the night. There we go, boys. I'm sort of the other side of that. This is the other side. Don't know what an ear was ever used for. I've got all me.
Later, Matt walks into the blackness with only his torch. The steep drops and fallen branches are barely visible in the narrow beam. Though the forest has quieted again, the silence feels suffocating, alive somehow. Nothing appears, yet the oppressive atmosphere leaves him on edge. Morning comes without further events, but Matt admits he barely slept. The crows and that heavy silence kept him restless all night, confirming that this woodland carries an energy unlike any other. For Airborne Pirates, the night was proof that sometimes the scariest encounters aren't what you see, but what you feel. There are countless things in this world that we don't fully understand, and sometimes the true dangers lie in the unseen things that go bump in the night or whisper from the shadows. The next video comes from Rambling On, an Irish outdoor and wild camping YouTube channel helmed by Jason. He documents solo wild camps, rambling hikes, and adventures across Ireland's countryside, often in rough weather, sharing both the beauty and the challenges of remote places. His style is informal and reflective, blending practical camping with the raw unpredictability of the outdoors. It is July 22nd, 2024, in the mountains of Southern Ireland.
That's my massive bag of layers. It weighs about 4 kilos, I'd say. Got some extra clothes in there in case I got really wet on the hike up, because the weather looked atrocious from the forecast. I don't think it's as bad yet as what they were saying it was going to be, but I'm right down the south of Ireland. The rest of Ireland is being absolutely battered from what I heard on the news. So I ran out of dry bags, and I wanted to keep that handy because it's my little wool jumper, and it looks like it's dry. So I had it just in the front of the bag, just in that pocket. So that's good to know. I think I'll get the rest of the tent guide out, and then we'll go down and get some water and get the kettle on. A cup of tea wouldn't go astray now. I was getting carried away, thinking too much about the tea. Completely forgot that I wanted to put an extra layer on. It's getting too excited there. This little wool jumper is from Marks and Spencer's, but I actually bought that in a charity shop. I think it was probably the most expensive wool jumper I've bought from the charity shops. It's about 20 quid. I don't think it was worth that compared to the other ones I got for a fiver and a tenner. Well, it's a nice one, you know, it's nice and light. It's good for hiking. It doesn't hold on to the stink, you know. It's antimicrobial, so yeah, really liking the wool jumpers for regulating the body heat. Whew. As you can see, the wind is hitting the back of the tent, which is not ideal. The wind is starting to pick up a little bit, and the rain is definitely getting heavier. So I think things are just...
As the rain begins to fall harder, Jason sorts through his kit and layers up against the chill. He jokes about buying wool jumpers secondhand, noting how well they regulate body heat on the mountain. The wind picks up, battering the back of the tent, and he corrects an earlier mistake with the poles, calmly reminding himself not to panic. The weather is worsening, but he presses on, preparing his camp space for the night. Then, just as he settles, the silence of the hillside breaks.
I was hearing some funky noises up top. I thought it was like a stag calling or something like that, but I don't know. It was a stag calling or something mad. I don't know. I couldn't put my finger on it, you know. You know them sounds you hear, you just can't, your brain can't process it. So I don't...
Jason hears strange noises from higher up the slope. At first, he thinks it might be a stag call, or perhaps a fox, but nothing fits. The sound is warped, unfamiliar, and leaves him uneasy.
I can hear that noise again. I don't know if it's fox cubs or birds or what it is. Maybe it's a bird. Or an that sounded like an eagle. So, and the noise has just stopped. Like the mother, whatever it is, just told him to wished. There's a man coming with a camera.
The cries echo again across the mountainside, sharper now, stranger, and more deliberate. Jason listens carefully, his tone shifting from curiosity to concern as he tries to make sense of it.
I might have got some audio of it, so if you do know what it is, let me know, because I would absolutely love to know what that.
The calls come once more, and Jason believes he's captured them on camera. He admits he's baffled, openly asking viewers for help. Most unsettling of all, the noises stop abruptly, almost as if whatever made them had noticed him. The strange sounds never return, and Jason continues with his camp. He cooks, drinks tea, and later spends nearly 2 hours outside, admiring the view, before finally resting. By morning, he wakes to cold winds, but no further disturbance. Yet the mystery remains unsolved, an eerie reminder that in Ireland's remote mountains, you're never truly alone. Before the next clip, if you're enjoying the video, please consider liking and subscribing to the channel. We're trying to hit 50,000 subscribers by the end of the year, and right now, 80% of viewers aren't subscribed. So if you're one of them, please consider hitting that subscribe button. It really means a lot. Your support helps us continue creating awesome, creepy videos. Now, let's get back to the video. The last video of the night comes from Scottish Summiteer, a YouTube channel focused on outdoor adventure and wild camping across Scotland. The creator explores remote landscapes, forests, and mountaintops, often spending nights in tents or bothies, while sharing the folklore and history tied to these locations. His videos combine hiking journeys, camping setups, cooking outdoors, and eerie storytelling, giving viewers both a sense of Scotland's rugged beauty and its haunting legends. It is October 3rd, 2025, in Gartmore, Central Scotland, at Doon Hill, near Aberfoyle.
Right, here's the wall, and it does look like there's some sort of a path just heading up that way. Might be getting lucky here. Let's continue to follow it and hopefully it heads in the right direction. Oh, perfect. It looks like it's actually heading the right way. I'm supposed to be going sort of left here, and as you can see there's this little gate which seems to be broken. Shut it over anyway, and that is definitely a pretty defined path. Get in. So the height to this spot isn't actually too far. I've actually decided to make it a lot harder for myself for no apparent reason. I could have started in a place called Aberfoyle and it would have been less than a mile, but instead, because of where I've started, it's about 3.5 miles for me. But I've decided to do that because it is a lovely day, as you can see, and I actually enjoy the walking. So yeah, I can't complain. I've put myself in this situation. I'm not sure if these sheep are too pleased with my decision to walk through here though. They're so skittish, they just run off as soon as you get anywhere near them. And there's a doggy in that field over there. Look at that. That's a really nice view. I have emerged from the field onto a proper forestry track now, which is nice. But I've had to take off my jacket because I'm just too warm. I think it's 17 degrees Celsius, which might not sound that warm, but my pale Scottish skin does not do well in the heat. Oh, a little bit of downhill. That'll definitely help me cool off. With some nice views in the distance. I'm not sure what those hills are, but it's quite a nice view.
The video begins lightheartedly, with the summiteer hiking through the woods towards Doon Hill. He jokes about hurdling logs and prepares haggis rolls for his meal, keeping the tone casual and relaxed. But as he pushes deeper into the trees, the atmosphere begins to shift. The dense forest grows darker and quieter, the playful mood giving way to unease. By the time he reaches the clearing near the gateway tree, he senses that this wild camp may not be like the others.
Glance to my right, and there is a face carved onto this tree.
That's pretty creepy. That's the first creepy thing I've seen. Right, let's continue on. I'm sure there's more. What's this here? It looks like another carving. Oh, that is actually really impressive. Look at that. Maybe that's where the...
Exploring the woods around his camp, he notices eerie carvings etched into the bark of nearby trees. Twisted faces stare back at him from the wood, an unsettling discovery that immediately breaks the last of the casual mood.
Well, darkness has consumed the forest, so I thought I'd tell you a little bit about why this spot is considered to be haunted, and it is all centred around that tree, the Scots pine that I pointed out earlier. It is said to mark the entrance to a fairy queen's dark underground palace. And in 1691, the local reverend in the area, Robert Kirk, decided to write and publish a book on supernatural beings, uncovering the secrets of this dark underworld. Legend has it the fairies weren't best pleased, and decided to place a curse on Robert. Just a year later, he decided to return to the area, and on his return, he fell and died on Doon Hill, which is where I'm camping just now. Legend has it he still haunts the area, and you can hear his footsteps as he walks round the tree, guarding the end.
As darkness falls, he recalls the story of Reverend Robert Kirk, the minister said to have died on this very hill after betraying the secrets of the fairies in 1692. The legend warns that his ghost still lingers near the pine, circling it endlessly.
Oh man, that is creepy as anything. Right, let's shut this up. Whoa. Here we go. Wow, this is slightly terrifying. Let's make my way over to the tree. I literally cannot see anything around me. I can see a light off in the distance, I think. And here is the tree. Oh man, what am I doing? This is creepy. And this tree is supposedly haunted. Yeah, not my brightest idea, this. Forests are creepy enough as it is. Never mind forests. I can't even see where I'm going here. Never mind forests with supposedly haunted trees. Oh, what am I doing? Man, this is creepy. So as you can see, the tree is right there. And that's my tent just over there. Every so often I can hear things like falling down off of the trees, like acorns and stuff. And it is so creepy. I don't know if you can hear that. I can hear like dogs and stuff in the distance. Oh wow. This is a first for me. This place is actually creepy. Right, I'm actually chancing my luck staying out here. There's the tree. I've seen it. And you know what? I'm going to touch it. I haven't touched it yet. There we go. Fairies, please leave me alone. Right, let's head back to the tent. Don't fall over. Right, get me in here and get me safe. Get me away from that horrible tree over there.
Later that night, he ventures into the pitch-black forest. The silence is oppressive, broken only by distant thuds and the scattering of acorns. Standing before the pine tree, he nervously touches it, half-jokingly asking the fairies to spare him, before retreating quickly back to the safety of his tent.
The ghost of the local reverend, though, he is somewhere in this woods, guarding the entrance to the underworld. Right, I'll go and touch this tree one more time. Don't know if it's bad luck. If you're listening, ghost, it's a touch of respect. There we go. And I was camping just over there. As you can see, I've left no trace. But it's time for me to leave. Let's do it. I can see the light. We are almost out. And by the way, look how much brighter it is there. I know it's probably just because where these trees are positioned, But that is weird. But that is the creepy haunted forest. And
After a long, tense night filled with unease, daylight finally breaks. He packs up his gear, touches the tree once more as a sign of respect, and leaves the haunted woods behind, clearly relieved to be heading home. What began as a cheerful wild camp turned into a night of fear and superstition. From the disturbing carvings in the trees to the oppressive silence surrounding the haunted pine, the legend of Reverend Robert Kirk weighed heavily over the experience. Though no apparition appeared, the sense of dread was undeniable, leaving him to wonder whether the Reverend's ghost had been watching all along. And that wraps up another dive into the unknown. If you're into spine-chilling footage and unexplained encounters, hit that subscribe button and stick around. We've got more coming, and it only gets weirder from here.